Hello. Hello, everyone. Starting press conference with G2. I'm going to start with a question from Znet of Sportskida to Sarah. This was your first international event. How would you say was your experience getting to play against the top teams in the world on the big stage?
Um, since it was my first, of course, I was nervous going into every game, but playing was really fun. And when you're on stage, that's all you really think about, having fun.
Okay, now we have a question from Sergio Fiorini of Correspondente Esportivo to Mimi. What do you think Team Liquid did that made the match more complicated today?
Um, they learned from their mistakes. On Lotus, it was probably our mistake to pick the same map that we won against them that hard, but you live and you learn. But yeah, they played their own game and not ours. Last time we played ours.
Okay, now questions from press in the room.
Hello, Igor Oliveira for Valorant Zone. In today's match, Liquid won a lot of clutches. Do you guys think that the crowd buff had anything to do with it? To whoever wants to answer.
What did you say? Crowd?
The crowd buff.
Yeah. No, I'm not sure. I don't think so. But they were definitely loud and cheering for them. For me personally, it's not that distracting. But of course, it shouldn't influence the way we play, right? Like we still need to proper communicate with each other how to play the after situation. So it's totally on us.
Yeah, thanks.
Someone else from the room? No. So we're going to have questions from press in Zoom. Pedro Romero from Blix.
Hello. First off, tough luck on the loss. It's a pretty tough way to go down, given that you guys were nearly reaching the grand finals once again, but still, it is what it is. I got a question for Roxy and anyone else who would like to answer as well. Similar to previous questions in this press conference so far, um, what do you feel has been the biggest takeaways that yourself and also that you've had from your experience with G2 and competing and facing the other opponents? You know, what's been your biggest takeaway in that regard?
Can you repeat that? I did not understand anything at all.
Yeah, what's the biggest takeaways that you make from your experience competing in this land?
Please repeat the question, please.
Yes, biggest takeaways as in like takeaways as in moments that you singled out to remember that you'll put into use for the future, you know, reflections, things like that.
I mean, yeah, just overall, as Mimi said, I mean, Team Liquid did learn from their mistakes and they played their own game, and I feel like we were like a little bit too focused on their game a little bit as well, and I feel like we also didn't really learn from our mistakes from the last time we played. And I think the biggest takeaway is just really to not to dig too deep into how other teams are playing, but to focus on the stuff that we want to do, to focus on our mistakes and what went wrong last time on our side, and not what went right on their side, for example. um and just like, yeah, that's it basically.
Okay, now Nicolas Rocha from Periodista Gamer.
Thank you. This is for Glance. I want to know, in general, how did you feel and live these game changers compared to the previous one?
When previous game channels felt a bit easier for us, but it was also my first LAN, and this time I felt like it was some better preparation from other teams and from other regions. We didn't really know how they play, and we had a good run in the beginning, and I felt that today, for example, we basically lost to ourselves, and yeah, last year it was easier, and this year it was like more competition and difficult. Um, I think both strat wise and mechanically wise.
Thank you.
Okay, now Facundo from FD News.
Hi, well, my question is for the coach. Mimi already said that Team Liquid made the game go the way the Team Liquid want. Do you think that in the previous match you saw a, a bit different, a bit differences between how it started and how it ended the strategy you made?
I mean, yeah, as Mimi mentioned, Team Liquid kind of learned from their mistakes and changed some stuff, especially seen on Lotus, because like, yeah, we played against them before and we won it. Yeah, they had a little bit different approach on their also like attack side, but as everyone else in the team mentioned, it was a lot of on us how we played after plans and how we didn't do what we actually practice in a moment. And yeah, I guess it was like a stressful match. Liquid also came after just winning in the match, and we kind of went in cold-handed. I think that also has like something to play on, and especially when the home crowd is cheering for them, it just everything adds up little by little. And I mean, like the only regret is like that we didn't show our true game, how we can play today, and that's it.
Okay, now Antonio Summer from Nerditude.
Hi, my question is for Mimi. What do you think you were missing to close each map and make it to the final?
I think our team play and individual decisions were super weak today. We did not play at our own pace, and we were hesitating a lot, and yeah, just making a lot of bad decisions and being very slow at reacting on information. And Liquid took advantage of that.
Thank you so much.
Okay, now one more question from Pedro Romero from Blix.
Yes, got a question for Mimi. Glance brought up an interesting point about the growth of the competition outside of you guys, given that you guys were the reigning world champions. And I want to know from your perspective, how much has the rest of the competitive field has grown? And competitive field, I mean like the rest of the world, not just like in EMEA, but also like in Brazil, North America, APAC, stuff like that. How much has that grown since the end of last year's competition, in which you guys became champions, and now at this moment in time?
I think for EMEA, it's every year it's bigger. There's a lot more teams. There's definitely the biggest competition is in EMEA compared to any other region. We have so many teams. For NA, I would kind of just say it's kind of the same thing, isn't it? APAC, I'm very, very pleasantly surprised about. SMG was such a, you know, fresh air. Like they were doing amazing, and really no one ever. I mean, I guess people expected them to do so well because they were going on a really good run. But like just from last year, the Asian teams was not really the strong region, honestly, and SMG really upped the level of that. And I mean, Liquid has always been amazing, and they have definitely also put in a lot of work and changed the game for themselves with their changer roster change. And yeah, it just seems like every year it's progressing, and a lot of people are coming in and out, and people are just trying to make the best rosters every year. Gozen has been going through a lot of stuff this year, but we made it top 3, and I'm very proud of that.
Okay, now last question from Sergio Fiorini of Correspondente Esportivo to Petra. Speaking of the championship in general, how do you feel after playing an entire LAN as a duelist?
I flipping love duelist. I mean, yeah, I really like to play duelist. Of course, my mechanics are not that great. I don't have that much experience compared to the rest. Like all the youngsters are flying in the air everywhere, and I'm a bit clumsy here and there. But I really like to play, and yeah, let's see if I continue with duelist.
Okay, thank you and congratulations, girls. We're ended
Thank you.
here. Bye bye.